What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 244 of Cocktails in the War Room. I apologize for the delay. We have been having serious technical difficulties all day today. I thought we were going to be able to rectify them with massive reboots and rebuilds of the show, and I have not been able to get to the bottom of exactly what is going on with the show, but I think we're going to be okay. So what's going on? For anybody that's new to Cocktails in the War Room, hello. I'm your host, Mistress Carrie. This is, in fact, the War Room where, it's the room in my house where I keep all of the military memorabilia from my family, all of these souvenirs that I've brought back from my trips overseas. And it's also where the bar is, which means when military friends and just friends of the family come to hang out at the house, this is where they come to have a cocktail and chill. And so for years now, we've been saying, come over, have a cocktail in the War Room. When the pandemic started, we started getting together here back on March 14th of 2020. And we did 80 nights in a row here in the War Room. Our livers took a significant beating after that one. Then when we launched the Mistress Carrie podcast in June of 2020, we turned Cocktails in the War Room into a weekly show, which brings us to where we are now. So welcome to the War Room. What's going on, everybody? Hello, Travis. Jessica's here. Lisa, Alexis, Shannon joining us. Rachel, Elsa, Steven is here. Let's see. Kim is here. Betty, David, Jonathan. Let's see. Scrolling through. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, I want to address the elephant in the room and the scar on the face, because I've been trying really hard to avoid photographs, but over the last week, it's been a little difficult considering everything that has been going on, and which is part of the reason why I was not at the Hair Fest over the weekend. But last Tuesday night here come over here. By the way, if you're new to the War Room, I want to introduce you to the biggest pain in the ass in the room. This is Wednesday, the co-host of the show for the last, 244 episodes, right, Wednesday? That's where you can find her on Instagram, by the way. Wednesday, the Goth Pug. Wednesday has been my co-host riding through the pandemic with me, and she'll come into the War Room and hang out with us as long as I have cookies in my pocket, which she can smell, which she would like now. So before I tell you about what's going on with my cheek, good girl, you behave, okay? I need to at least shush her a little bit, and because she knows when she comes in the War Room, she gets cookies. So yes, that's every night, exactly. Let's see. It looks really good, healing up great, Carrie. So hold on. Let me address the face in a second. Wednesday, can I have your paw? Paw. No, don't skip ahead. Sit down. High five. Sit down. Paw. Paw. I want this one. Nope, sit. Sit down. I want that one. This one. Thank you. Get down. You're being a pill. Wednesday. We were having technical problems. You were not being helpful. Okay, so while Wednesday sits here and begs for cookies. So last Tuesday night on episode 243, I told you guys that they found a cyst in my cheek. And it started off really, really small and grew really fast and was like a marble. It was like round in my cheek. I went to the dermatologist. They were like, most likely it's not cancer, but we are going to test it for you just in case. But it is going to continue to grow and you could have problems with it. And it was already starting to get sensitive. So I did not want to get it removed before my trip to Sturgis, which I'm really happy that I made that decision, because the last week it's been really uncomfortable and just having to cover it and just putting the medication on it. So basically, after the War Room last Tuesday, I went to the doctor on Wednesday morning. They did the surgery. I don't know how much of it you can see, but hey, you're being fresh. Stop. but it's about an inch long. It's got 7 stitches that are still in it. They sent the cyst to pathology, but I haven't gotten the results back. The care instructions were go home and rest, keep the medicine on it, keep it covered whenever you go outside, don't expose it to the sun. If you're out in public, you've got to have it covered, keep the medicine on it so that eventually the scar will not be noticeable. And we definitely don't want the sun getting on it. You don't want to get a sunburn on a new incision like that. So for the last week, I've been trying to avoid going out too much. The shows that I've been to, I tried to kind of stay out of the general crowd as much as I could, even though it's not that easy to do. I tried to avoid taking pictures the best I could because it's just exhausting explaining to 10,000 different people that weren't in the war room with me, because it's not something I've been talking about on the radio. And I just was self-conscious about it and kind of didn't want to deal with it. So I took Wednesday off last week, slept the whole day. Like, even though the surgery was not that long, they didn't put me out. They just numbed my head, basically. I was exhausted all last Wednesday, slept pretty much the whole day, napped a bunch on Thursday, was able to still be on the air, but was really, really tired. Didn't feel like great. Was able to go out some, was out and about this weekend. But keeping it covered has been really hard, especially during a rainstorm at Guns N' Roses with Mike Shue. And keeping it covered because of where it is on my face, unless I'm sleeping, my face is moving. Even just talking, you can see it moving. And so the bandage has been irritating all of the skin all around it, and it's just rubbing, so I opted tonight to not bandage it for the show because A, I'm not in the sun, and B, I just don't want to deal with the bandage rubbing. The stitches are coming out tomorrow. We'll find out what the doctor says. I still don't have the pathology reports, but he really did kind of do everything he could to tell me not to worry about it. But until I get the negative results, as always, I think anybody is going to stress a little bit. They are telling me that eventually the scar, you're not even going to be able to notice it. Shush. Stop. But people have already been commenting on pictures. What happened to your face? What's going on? And I think if it were anywhere else, I wouldn't even have to address it. But because it's kind of sitting there on my face, I just, you have a face for radio, says Brett. Thanks a lot. So that's the only reason why I'm really talking about it, just because it's kind of hard to avoid. So I can't put makeup on it because it's still an incision. So I can't do anything to try and cover up even the discoloration. So we'll see what the doctor says tomorrow. So I'll have an update next week about what the doctor says. I'll have the test results and all of that stuff. So Will says, Sully Erna from Godsmack was on Chronicle tonight. So rock and roll. Will, I recorded Chronicle tonight because I knew that Sully was going to be on it, but I didn't have a chance to watch it yet because I was dealing with all the technical problems of the show. So after the War Room tonight, I will too be watching Chronicle so I can watch Sully. So yes, Keith says MC Band-Aids. I did have I tried everything, like those little circular Band-Aids, but because of where the incision fell and how long the incision is, I couldn't find anything that was going to work, and obviously didn't want the adhesive part of it anywhere near the incision because it's still really sensitive. But I have all these novelty Band-Aids. Like I have Operation Band-Aids, the game Operation. But it just got to the point where I was like, fuck it, just cover it. I don't want to deal. So this is kind of where we're at right now. I know it doesn't look horrible, but after all of the facial I forgot to pour the ginger beer into the vodka, which I desperately need right now. After all the surgeries I had after my motorcycle accident in 2015, just anything dealing with my face at this point just brings all of that back. So just dealing with it right now has just been really hard. So I appreciate all the love and concern. You guys feel free to let people know this is what's going on. It's not a big deal. According to the doctor, is nothing to worry about. So here it is. There it is. It's gone. The doctor says it won't come back, that he thinks I made the right decision to get rid of it. But until it's not sore anymore, it's still swollen around here. It's still like you can feel the inflammation. You can kind of see it, that this cheek is a little fatter than the other one. And obviously the discoloration. I know it's going to get a little more aggravated when they go to take the stitches out tomorrow. So, we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping that because you guys make me smile so much, that eventually it's just going to disappear into the laugh lines anyway. And so we'll see what happens. Elsa says, I'm so excited. My son is going back to school in 8 more days. Yeah, there's a lot of parents that are very excited that their kids are all going back to school. Heidi says, Carrie, still kicking ass and taking names. Thank you very much. Thanks for signing my ticket at Disturbed. You're very welcome, Sean. Yeah, it was one of those things where kind of walking around the Xfinity Center, I never want to be the kind of person that doesn't take the time to talk to people unless I'm running late for something at an event where I have to be on stage or doing an interview or something. I always want to stop and talk to people, take pictures with people. I love that part of my job, but it was really hard because I didn't want to take that many pictures with the bandage, and it was a lot more discolored when I was at the Disturbed show, and I felt really bad. So the pictures that I did take, I was kind of like trying to hide that part of my face behind people, and people were really cool about it. But Bish says, hey, Carrie, thanks for my birthday tickets to Nickelback tonight. Bish, happy birthday. Have a really good time tonight. I hope you're having a blast. Nickelback should be coming out very soon. I would think by like 9:15, they should be on the stage if they're not already. Let's see. Betty says, Facebook Live will not allow me to use Chromecast to TV, which sucks, especially when it's interrupted. Thanks for being here tonight. No problem, Betty. It looks like you put lipstick there. It goes. Yeah, the scar does kind of match the hair. So we're just going to deal with it and see what happens. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Oh, look who's back. Hi, Wednesday. Are you just going to hang out with me? By the way, Wednesday, when I came home from the surgery, was my little nursemaid and hung out with me and snuggled with me like the whole time. You could definitely tell that she could tell that I wasn't feeling good because she just sat on the couch with me the whole time and stuck by my side for the naps and all of the extra time I needed on the couch. So, right. Yes, thank you. All right, so I want to share a couple of pictures with you. Speaking of pictures, oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, no. Don't tell me that the show didn't copy over right again, and we're having more of these technical problems. These are definitely not the tickets. I mean, not the pictures that are supposed to be on the show tonight. So Wednesday, behave, please. I have no idea what has been going on with the graphics on the show. I have reached out to tech support. I have tried everything to try and correct the problem. I have no idea what the hell is going on. I'm trying to correct it now, but obviously these are not the pictures that I wanted to show you guys on the show tonight. And if these pictures are wrong, that means that the whole rest of the show is wrong once again. And I just don't. It's so frustrating when you spend so much time putting the show together and then it doesn't run correctly. I don't know what to do. I've tried every tech support they can't figure it out. They don't know if it's some kind of weird web interruption. But obviously these pictures are leftover pictures from my trip to Sturgis, which means that most likely the show is wrong again. Oh, fuck. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what is going on. I really don't. I have no idea of what the hell I am supposed to do to try and correct this problem, but it is. Let me take a drink. I might have to reboot the show again, which is why I was late, because I was trying to avoid having to reboot the show once it started. And I was trying to get everything to copy over, and it's just not. Wednesday, what are we supposed to do? And now I can't even change. I can't change the graphics. So now I'm stuck with these pictures. What the hell? I thought maybe she got you in the face with her paws, says Lisa. Nope. Jonathan says, glitch in the matrix, Drake. Is this going to work? No, it's not going to work. Is this going to work now? Hold on. Hold on. You guys are watching the meltdown of Mistress Carrie in real time right now. Seriously. I don't get it. Ah! Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it like this, because I'm not going to reboot the show again. It's already 9:00. The show started late already. So I am just going to tell you guys everything and ixnay on the graphics, because that's what we got to do. We're just going to do it live, as Mike Shue says. All right. So couple things. I got some appearances coming up this weekend that I want to let you guys know about. You can get all the details on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. One of them is going to be on Saturday. I'm going to read you all the information here, even though it should have been on the show, but it's not. It is called the 10th annual Break the Silence event. It kicks off at the Charlton Beagle Club. Registration starts at 9 a.m. Kickstands are up at 11. I am going to be there welcoming the riders back starting at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon until 4. There is going to be the group ride, the dinner, the raffles, live music. And if you go to the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com, it is the 10th annual Break the Silence event at the Charlton Beagle Club. And that is happening this Saturday. Then coming up on Sunday, it is the final 1063 The Bone Summer Concert Streak concert. And that concert is Rival Sons at the State Theater. And that is on Sunday night up in Portland, Maine. So if you're going to be in the greater Portland area, I will see you guys at the State Theater on Sunday night. Rival Sons on the Dark Fighter tour. I will see you there for that. So those are two things that are coming up this weekend. I want to let you guys know that the new jerseys are in. The retro 70s baseball jerseys are in. They are unisex. They come in sizes small all the way to triple extra large, and they come in black and purple. T-shirt Brian worked really, really hard to get them done as fast as possible. They are in. They go active on the website, in the store, starting at midnight. They're not up there yet because we needed to get the coupon code activated for the Backstage Pass holders. So they are going to go active in the store starting at midnight tonight. What's really cool is that the purple ones are made out of cotton, and 5% of these purple ones are made out of polyester that are made by recycled plastic water bottles, which I thought was really cool. So they come in either black sleeves, purple sleeves. T-shirt Brian did a really good job trying to get the ink to get as close in the flames as the collar and the sleeves. So kudos once again to T-shirt Brian, not only for getting them done so quickly, but matching the purples, making them look great. He had to really hunt for the purple shirts. I really wanted the purple ones. Definitely wanted the black because that's kind of standard old school, but I really wanted purple ones. I tried to find purple and black ones, but was not successful in tracking those down. So we went black and purple on the logo, purple and white on the shirt, and super excited that they're in. Perfect shirts for fall. I wear these shirts all the time. They're pretty close to size. I'm wearing a medium. It's a little bit big, but super soft and comfortable. But I haven't washed these yet. I just unpacked them. So I'm curious to see if they're going to shrink a little bit, which they probably will. But these shirts are like stretchy and just soft and comfy, and super excited that they're going to be active. So they go live in the store starting at midnight tonight. If you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, they are, you are going to get a discount code, and you're going to get it tonight so that when the shirts go live in the store, you'll be able to get the shirts at a discount. One of the benefits of having a Backstage Pass. So there you go. Let's see. Are you still looking into bandanas? Love the shirts. Donna, I've been looking into purple, like people bandanas, but I've also been looking into dog bandanas as well, and I have not found them. Most of the ones I find are printed on one side. It's like it's a white bandana, and it's like printed, and I didn't like the way that they looked, and I wanted them to kind of be printed both sides, kind of like a real bandana is. Even if the underside is inside is backwards, I wanted them printed on both sides. So I'm still looking for bandanas, and I haven't been able to find any yet. Where is the Wednesday cam? She left. The Wednesday cam is right here. Pug cam's in full effect. No, it's not. The pug cam's not working either. Yeah. How about dog clothes? So Elsa, I've been looking for those too. The problem is getting them printed. And like the guys up at the boat got Wednesday this awesome purple hoodie sweatshirt that says Wednesday across the front, but they were only able to get one, and it cost them a fortune to have it made. I tried to get a whole bunch of them made, and they were so ridiculously expensive that it was just cost prohibitive, and it wasn't worth making them. So I'm still looking. The hardest part of putting merch together is sourcing it, making sure that you can get a reliable supplier, ordering samples, testing the quality of it, and then making sure that you can get them cheap enough that you can sell them again. With the shipping and the packaging and all that stuff, it takes so long sourcing stuff. And that's why when I actually get to add something new to the store, I get super excited, because that's the end of the race, is finally getting it in the store and being able to take it to events so that people can get them, because it's just It's just so hard. Sometimes, you order a sample and you get it in and it's cheap. It falls apart. The printing's not good. The logo looks terrible. And then you don't want to order all of them and then get stuck with a bunch of stuff. So it takes a long time. So cat callers, we can still drink. You guys can all still drink. Trust me. It's all good. So that's what's going on with the store. So Backstage Pass holders, coupon code is coming. Otherwise, the shirts go live at midnight tonight, as does episode 168 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. Obviously, I'm going to have to tell you who's on the show. Richard Patrick from Filter was on episode 167. He was on last week. If you guys listened to the episode last week, Richard Patrick has had a reputation at being angry sometimes. And he was so much fun to have on the show last week. I was so excited that he was so playful and so happy. And you can hear it towards the end of the interview. I was only supposed to have him for 30 minutes. And whenever I book these interviews, I'm always booking them with the manager or the label or the concert promoter. And we always kind of negotiate the terms ahead of time. And they'll say back-to-back interviews all day, you can only have them for 30 minutes. Is that cool? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. No problem. I understand they're busy. And so when I set up the interview with Richard Patrick, it was 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, no problem. So I structure the interview that way. I always have a countdown clock that's like up on the screen as I'm doing the interviews, so that, because you never know, is someone going to give you shorter interview question answers, or are they going to give you really long-winded answers? And sometimes you've got to go, all right, well, they're giving me really long answers, so I'm going to have to cut some questions out because otherwise I'm going to run out of time. So then you've got to prioritize which questions you really want the answers to. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, thanks so much for coming on the show. And then he keeps talking, and I'm looking at the clock, and I know he's got another interview. And he's like, I'm having fun. Let's keep talking. And I'm like, oh my God, his people must be freaking out right now because he's running so late. So it sounds like I'm trying to kick him off the show, but it's not because I wanted to kick him off the show. It's because he had shit to do. But he was awesome. He was so much fun. So if you haven't heard it yet, episode 167 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, it's live right now featuring Richard Patrick from Filter. By the way, the new album from Filter, The Algorithm, that we talk about in the episode, goes live and is available for streaming, downloading, and purchase this coming Friday. Matter of fact, we're getting the new Candlebox this week. We're getting the new Des Rocks this week. There's a lot. This is a really good week for new rock releases. So there's a ton of new music that's coming out on Friday, including the new Filter, which I'm super excited about. So episode 168 of the Mistress Carrie podcast goes live at midnight tonight. And that features Jimmy Haha. Jimmy Davies is his real name, but he's been called Jimmy Haha for his entire music career, from Jimmy's Chicken Shack. And I have loved Jimmy's Chicken Shack for years. I found out that they were releasing a new album, which comes out on Friday. It's called Seconds, but he spells it with a 2 instead of an S, which I had to ask him, is it 2 seconds? Is it seconds? He said, no, it's just seconds. But when I found out Jimmy's Chicken Shack was coming out with a new album, I was super excited. Wanted to have him on the show. They came up and played acoustic on AAF like in the mid-90s. They were so much fun. We don't get a lot of rock bands out of Maryland. He still lives in Maryland. They've been touring, and he is an absolute blast. He's a guitar player. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. He's also a painter and an artist. So we talked a lot about his artwork. Linked in the show notes of this week's episode is a link to his website and his art studio, so that not only can you check out the art magazine that he publishes, but you can also check out all of his artwork, which is up for sale. He does art with pennies and does all kinds of really cool stuff. And so you definitely have got to check out this week's episode 168 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, featuring Jimmy Haha from Jimmy's Chicken Shack. And it's just another example about how all of this 90s music, all of these 90s bands, especially the mid to late 90s stuff and like the new metal stuff, it's all coming back. A whole new generation of fans is discovering this stuff, and it's all coming back. Judging by, I had these really funny pictures of Mike Shue and I from the Guns N' Roses concert last night that I wanted to show you guys, but they're up on Facebook, they're up on Instagram. There were so many kids at Guns N' Roses last night, like singing every word. So the fact that all this 90s music is coming back is pretty unbelievable. Let's see. You guys are all talking about pumpkin spice coffee and the Halloween candy that's already out. It's crazy that August is going to be over soon. Like, it blows my mind. And you guys know I'm excited because I want Fezzik, my giant 14-foot skeleton, back out in the front yard. But Dondi says, sorry I'm late. I've been in and out. Thank you so much for the Ghost tickets. It was an awesome show. Dondi, we're having significant technical problems, so we're going to have to cut the show short in a few minutes because the show's not working right tonight for some reason. So anyway, episode 168 goes live at midnight tonight, and it's a really, really fun interview. I think you guys are going to love it. Backstage pass holders, you're also going to get an updated list of all of the podcast episodes that are coming up and the interviews that I have scheduled. There's some really, really good ones coming up in the next couple of weeks that I'm going to be recording for release. And by the way, there is a bonus episode of the podcast that's coming out by the end of the week. I don't know exactly when it's going to get released yet, but a bonus episode of the podcast is also coming out this week. So be on the lookout for that. So if you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, because if you don't subscribe, you don't get alerted when all of the stuff comes out, especially bonus episodes. Obviously, the full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. The sit reps come out every weekday, but bonus episodes are just, they come when they come, basically. Heidi says the Reese's peanut butter cups say that they're creamy, just the same. They're promoting different. I've seen people leaving their skeleton up all year with different decorations. Jonathan, I've thought about doing that, but especially in the winter, I don't want it to get destroyed. A lot of the people that leave their skeletons up all year don't have to deal with the ice and the snow that we do, and I don't want it to get ruined. So that's why I take it down after Halloween, even though I really don't want to. So there you go. So episode 168 going live at midnight tonight. Bonus episode coming at the end of the week. The new jerseys come out in the store at midnight tonight as well. Are you going to get a friend for Fezzik? Well, I technically have a whole bunch of other skeletons that are smaller, and I even have a skeleton dog that all go in the display in the front yard. So Fezzik kind of has friends, but am I going to get another 14-foot skeleton? Maybe. I talked to T-shirt Brian about making a t-shirt for Fezzik, and he's looking into like a 7X t-shirt. But then like we got to get things printed on it, and it's a whole thing. But I talked to T-shirt Brian about it for sure. Don't we have enough skeletons in our closets? Jonathan says. Let's see. Heidi says, my birthday's coming up in October. So is Carrie's. Once again, I'm going to be celebrating my birthday in Vegas, which I'm super excited about again this year. So I'll tell you guys about that coming up. Backstage pass holders, another trip to Vegas is coming up. I know the Wi-Fi and the internet is going to work there, so I'll be able to give you guys travel blog updates because it's not going to be like Sturgis. So told you guys about the appearances this weekend. Told you guys about the podcast. Told you guys about the store and the shirts. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? The new releases we talked about. The coupon code we talked about. I think that's it, guys. I'm so sorry that the show's been so screwed up. I have no idea what the hell is going on, but I have been wrestling with it and trying to figure it out. And I just don't get it. Like, I understand that when you're dealing with computers and technology, they're bound to break, to glitch, for things to go wrong. It's just really frustrating. Mark says 4 songs in, 0 voice. Mark, does that mean you have 0 voice or Chad Kruger from Nickelback has 0 voice? Rachel says, don't apologize. Travis says it happens. Ooh, Donna, cocktail recipe. Yeah, let's do a cocktail recipe. Let me see if I can get this to work. Is that going to work? Oh, that works. Yeah. Where is it? I had one picked out. I'm trying to find the little slip of paper that I bookmarked it with. Okay, here we go. I picked this one out because it has garnish built in, because we do like to garnish. This one's called Superior, not the Superior, just Superior. And it is 2 ounces of white rum. So right off the bat, boom. It's also got 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice, 2 fresh apricots, a slice of orange to garnish, it says. Blend the ingredients until frozen. Pour into a large goblet and then garnish with the orange slice and serve. I would argue that garnishing with a little piece of the apricot wedge on the side, if you're going to put apricots in it. Now, it doesn't say to put ice in it. It just says blend the ingredients until frozen. So I don't know if you're supposed to freeze the lemon juice into like ice cubes and then throw those in there and whip it up, but it says blend them until it's frozen, pour it into a large goblet, and garnish with the orange slice. But it sounds kind of good, like the white rum, the vermouth, the lemon juice, and the apricots with an orange wedge. I argue you could put all of that in there with vanilla ice cream and blend that until it's frozen. I think that would be kind of delicious too. I have no idea like the origin of this drink because it kind of is coming from everywhere. Like the rum, the vermouth, the lemon juice, apricots, and oranges, but you drink it frozen out of a goblet. I was very perplexed. If anybody knows the history of this cocktail, I would be curious to know. Tracy says, ew. Yeah, it sounds delicious, says Jessica. You could do blood orange, says Christina. That would be really cool for the holiday. And by holiday, I mean Halloween, obviously. Carrie, you should be on bar rescue. Just don't get kicked off like LB. Orange concentrate, maybe? No, it doesn't say that. It just says fresh apricots and a slice of orange to garnish. But it doesn't say add ice cubes or if you're supposed to freeze like the lemon juice or something. I don't know. It doesn't say. But that orange concentrate, those tubes from the 70s that you can still get, those are great for making frozen drinks for sure. Elsa says, I will try it and let you know. Christine, it's called a Superior. Again, I have no idea why. So there you go. Don't forget the unbirthdays. Well, I know today is Lane Staley's birthday. I know today is John Lee Hooker's birthday. I know today is Tori Amos's birthday. So happy birthday to everybody celebrating a birthday today. And happy unbirthday, Keith. Jen wants to know if I'm going to visit Uncle Froggy when I go out to Vegas. I am going to try. I got to reach out to him. He's the one that's got to drive because he lives hours outside of Vegas. So I was going to reach out to him and ask him if he'd be willing to come to Vegas again and have lunch and kind of hang out. I thought that would be really cool. So We'll see what happens, but I am going to call him. I literally just confirmed that I'm going to Vegas at the end of September again, so I'll let you know. Any mail, Jen wants to know? No mail. No, ma'am. No mail. Listen to Dr. Belushi and drink. It's my daughter's 10th birthday, and she is a huge rock fan. Well, Sean, happy 10th birthday to your daughter. She's in double digits now. She's going to be asking to borrow the car sooner than later, so be careful. So happy birthday to your daughter, Sean. That's pretty awesome. All right, guys, I have no idea what's going on with the show. The outro is obviously not going to work. So I'm going to try and correct the info, but I'm going to have to do it really fast. So that's episode 244. I will see you guys here next week for episode 245, episode 168 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, featuring Jimmy Davies, otherwise known as Jimmy Haha from Jimmy's Chicken Shack. That goes live at midnight. And don't forget the retro 70s baseball jerseys go live at midnight tonight. And if you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, a coupon code will get posted in Patreon coming up later on tonight. If you don't have a Backstage Pass, go to mistresscarrie.com, click the Patreon link, or go to patreon.com/mistresscarrie. Michael Cole says, your box. Mr. Cole, why are you not at Nickelback right now? Why are you watching the show? You're supposed to be at Nickelback with your wife. I gave you those tickets to have a happy wife and a happy life. Why are you here in the show right now? Do you want me to look for your box for you, says Keith. I think my box is okay, Keith, but I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to hit go on the outro, then I'm going to try and fix it because the original info on the outro is going to be wrong. So I'll see you guys next week. Sorry about the technical difficulties. This is why I need a cocktail in the war room sometimes, because sometimes life requires it. All right, I'll see you guys later. Hit the button.